sled, everybody. My big scary pit bull. She's afraid of everything.
What? She is a cutie. A little tired today. Made big runs.
My little helper for out in the garage while I work on the sleds. So, last time I was working on the sled, I ended up getting the monster finger throttle in. Pretty nice. I screwed up a couple things. I trying to route these cables here through the guard. Didn't need to. I've never put one of these together before, so I just kind of winged it, and yeah, it took me a little bit longer than I should have. The big thing was with the throttle cable, there was way too much slack. There still might be a little bit much there, but there's way too much when I first did it. There's probably like that much, and to tighten it up, it's down in this boot here. You pull this back, take the shield off. You got a bolt here, bolt on the bottom side of this pipe. Take that shield off, and then you can pull this boot back, and then you can adjust it from there. That was the hardest part, finding that. But yeah, that's all together. I'm happy about that. I need to turn it on yet and make sure that the heated element is plugged in properly. That's the one issue I had with my other finger throttle. It was just 3D printed. It didn't have a heater element, so it was always giving me a code. So what I did was I actually just plugged the thumb flapper back in, and then I had it hidden under my bag in here, just out of the way, and just didn't end up turning it on. And then yeah, you got to pull off your throttle position kill switch thingy, whatever that is. But yeah, take that off. So now the only thing is make sure that you run with your tether, because you won't have anything if your throttle sticks. It won't know, but you can jump off, kill your sled. And then I pulled the skid out, as you can see. Just remember, these bolts, they always have Loctite on them, so they're a little bit harder to get out. I heat it up, but yeah, I pulled that out. It'll make it a little bit easier to work on. I am going to now this time put this strap in. Nice, so we could throw it on any type of sled, because throw it on here, and then hopefully I'll be able to make that a little bit more playful, because my 146 Riot was really playful. It really liked to lift. Hop on this one, and I just couldn't get the front end to really lift up, so do that, fool around with suspension a little bit more. I wish this one had the coilovers. If I was to keep this sled, which we'll see what happens, but if I was, which I don't think I'm going to, I think it's going to be up for sale, and we'll see what happens next year. But Stingray Mods, they sell, for all you air shock guys, they sell a coilover shock here, and it has a bigger spring in it, so it'll help you from bottoming out. $300 or something like that, American. I would really look into that. If you have one of these sleds and you want something a little bit better up front, I would look into that. But as far as me, I'm only going to get this out once this year maybe. I'm not even going to worry about it. And then I'm going to put the 4-wheel kit on here. Let's see how this goes on. And I think I'll put the black wheels on the inside and the green wheels on the outside there. And then I'm also going to, I don't know if I showed last time here, but these rivets right here, it's just those 2 rivets, and then all this glue holds this on there, and that's it. So I'm going to, it's always pressure on the back side here that'll pop this cap forward, and then if your wheels pop off, and then your rail could stab your track, and that's not good. So I'm gonna, at minimum, drill this one out, put a bolt through here, and then I might put one more in here somewhere too, right through. So I'll show you guys that. Yes.
yes, I know. Oh, I know.
But yeah, that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, here's just a little quick tip here. So I'm drilling out these ones. I got this, it's just a smaller size bolt, but it's shorter, so it'll fit there nicely. My thicker bolts, can't remember what size these are. It's too long for that spot. But you look on the inside here, these rivets end up kind of touching each other. So you just drill at the head like normal, then you just get a hammer and a punch on the inside, and just punch against that, and I'll just break it free. So I don't want to put too much pressure on there, just tighten it up. It went through the lock nut, so it should be okay. Now I think I'm just going to drill one more. Use a little bit of my longer bolt here. So I'll probably, as you can see, it's hollow through here. I'm probably just going to drill one more right through here, through both sides. That bolt's probably not long enough. That one's too long. So there you go. There you have it. It's not pretty, but at least it shouldn't pop off on me. We'll see about that. That's actually not sticking out too much. If I was really worried about it, I'd just take a zip disc, zip it off flush. But yeah, it's in there good. That one's sticking out just a little bit. Like I said, it's just past it. I feel a lot more confident about this now. I'm just going to leave this rivet in here. I'm not as worried about just one of them popping out. I know some guys put 4 or 5 bolts in here. I think just these 2, especially now that I'm going to have the 4-wheel kit on here, I'm worried about the stress on the back of here, and you land on the tail or something like that, and that's what pops this off, I think. This is pretty good glue, but these are just a little aluminum rivets, and yeah, I'd rather not chance it. Beef it up a little bit. Alright, so this 4-wheel kit, pretty basic. You just got a longer axle here, and you keep your spacers. You got the bolt on the one end, which just tighten down. Again, I'm gonna have to find some Loctite down, Loctite these bolts. You'll want to Loctite those so your wheels don't fall off. On this, it's a little bit different. The stock one, well, I guess it's just for extra adjustability, you'll flip it around. But I'm not worried about that. Alright. Well, I got the limiter strap installed. I folded it over down here. It is pretty long. Way longer than what it needs to be, but it's made for twin rails where you have a bar going across, so you loop it underneath and put it back to itself, right?
just kind of like the top, but for the bottom, for the skid. But yeah, so it's all installed. I think this is pretty much what factory was. And then just keep a 13 mil ratchet wrench with myself, and just boom, it's loose. And then you need to put a little bit of pressure back on the spring to make it easier. I bet you could push this down, right, or drive up onto a harder ridge or something like that, just to compress the suspension, and then just tighten it back up, and you're good to go. So it'll be kind of neat to be able to try that, to loosen it up, and then when I want to tighten it up for climbing and stuff like that, I could kind of tighten it down and see how that is. I don't know, just something to try out. Kind of a neat product that I saw. I really like the Skidoo. I wish other people would be able to have a quick link or a quick adjust like that for the limiter strap. But it is what it is. This is what I was able to find, so I'm giving this a try, see how that goes. But yeah, so yeah, just make sure to Loctite the bottom bolt again. I did Loctite all this back here. I found some orange Loctite down there. So now put it back in, make sure to Loctite your side bolts, and see how that goes. I know sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle to get the skid back in, so we'll see how that goes. Alright guys, I got it all finished. I got the skid back in. That wasn't a lot of fun. I don't remember having that much issues with the Riot X. I still remember it wasn't a lot of fun, but finally got it back in, got everything all bolted up. Okay, so I got my 4-wheel kit in. We'll see how it is. Some guys said that they really like it, and it might really help the 3-inch out, not wash out as much, and just hold that edge a little bit better. I got the track all tightened up. I lowered this to this hole. I did that on the ride. I really enjoyed that. I don't know what it's going to do to the Alpha. But yeah, I guess I will turn off the music because everybody would rather listen to the actual sled itself as music. And I'll fire that up just so everybody can kind of hear what this really nice HPS exhaust sounds like. Oh, I also moved my kill switch. I do that to all of them. Plug in my favorite part. Whew. Oh, I miss that sound. Miss that smell.